you can come in my kitchen without my permission, man. Just playing. Welcome to the Shirtless Chef Show. I'm your Chef Heavy Duty. Today we're gonna be making chicken marsala. Delicious, can't wait. Chicken marsala is an Italian-American dish. It originated by an English family in Western Sicily, which where the marsala wine was produced. Chicken marsala is basically cutlets. It's gonna be marsala wine, and it's going to be mushrooms. You can also add herbs and spices to it if you like. All right, so we're gonna start over here. I'm gonna show you how to pound your cutlets down. You can use wax paper, plastic. I'm gonna use wax paper today. So you start with a little sheet of wax paper. Pull it out, make sure you have enough to cover your protein that you're gonna be pounding. So, just gonna lay it right over it. And you're just gonna pound the protein gently. You don't wanna pound the bottom of the protein because this one's already the flat area. What you wanna do is pound the top area. This is where it's a lot thicker. All right, so what you wanna do is just pound them out. You don't want to do too much, just flatten them a little bit so it cooks a little faster. That's the purpose of pounding the protein down. All right, now we're going to start our quinoa. All right, follow me over this way. Quinoa is a plant-based protein. Proteins are made up of amino acids, 9 which are essential because your body doesn't make them up on their own. So you have to find those amino acids in the food that you eat. That's why it's important to eat healthy and clean. And luckily, amino acids has all of that combined together. It's one of the rare plant-based proteins that combine all of the non-essential amino acids, proteins that you need for your body. All right, we're gonna start cooking our quinoa. We're gonna do 1 cup of quinoa, and you're gonna do 2 cups of water. So it's gonna be 2 parts water, 1 part quinoa. So I'm gonna pour that in. Quinoa looks beautiful. I'm gonna pour in my water. All right. Just give it a quick little stir just to incorporate. That's it. All right, we're gonna cover that and let it come to a boil first. Then once it comes to a boil, we're gonna reduce and let it cook for 15 minutes. All right, my quinoa has already started to boil. I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna drop the temp on that, bring it down to a simmer. All right, we're gonna just let that go. All right, now we're gonna start the chicken marsala. So I gotta go right over here and grab my cutlet, place them on the plate, make it a little easier for me. All right, make sure your pan's on super high over here. I got a 1/4 of a cup of extra virgin olive oil, always extra virgin. All right. Seems that my pan's already ready to go. So now what you want to do is you want to have your all-purpose flour right here. I put a little seasoning salt in it. It's basically, you know, heavy duty special blend. Told you to be ready. You're gonna dredge the chicken into the flour mixture. Make sure you get it nice and covered. Okay, not too much. Shake off the excess flour. All right. Basically, we're just gonna be searing this off, getting a nice little brown crust on it, popping it in the oven, make sure it stays nice and warm, and then we're gonna be making the actual marsala sauce. As you can see, my pan is smoking hot, so it's perfect timing. Now what you're gonna do is, like I told you, you're just gonna lay the chicken away from your body. You don't want it to be towards you because you don't want the oil to splash up. Just gonna lay the pieces in there. Alright. Gonna allow that to cook. Basically all you want to do is just get a nice brown coating on both sides of the chicken. Alright. And now I'm going to flip them over. See, you have a nice little brown crust to them. I'm going to make sure all of them have that. Looks like it needs to be flipped over again. So, all right. Take it nice and brown. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna transfer it to the oven so it stays nice and warm while we make our marsala sauce. You make this for your family at home, they're gonna love you, I promise you. Try this recipe, it's gonna be awesome. Right? Just gonna transfer this right to the oven, keep it nice and warm. All right, now we're gonna start the marsala sauce. So now what you wanna do is you're just gonna add the mushrooms in. 8 ounces of mushrooms. I use portobello, you can use button, white, crimson, whichever mushrooms you like. I like the portobello mushrooms because they're almost like a meat flavor. So like for the vegans that don't eat meat, you can use the portobellos as a substitute for meat, protein. All right, add a little bit more oil. And basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna saute the mushrooms up to they're nice and brown. All right. The marsala sauce is just a reduction of the wine. You want it to be like almost like a syrup consistency once you're done with the actual sauce, okay? Mushrooms smell delicious. I'm gonna add a little bit of this heavy duty blend. All right. Very nice. All right, my mushrooms have been simmered down, so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna add your ½ cup of marsala wine. Throw that right in there. You wanna let that cook for at least 1 or 2 minutes because you want the alcohol in the marsala to boil out. Okay? I can smell the alcohol now cooking out of it, so that's exactly what you want to do. You don't want to taste the actual alcohol and the flavor when you eat the food. So you let it cook out. Takes like a minute or 2.
Smells delicious. Getting that aroma in.
Beautiful. Actual, my quinoa is over here looking good also. All right. Now we're gonna let the marsala wine cook down for like 2 minutes just to cook out the alcohol. Now you're gonna add your ½ cup of chicken stock. All right. That's gonna come to a boil. All right, today I want to speed up the process. So I'm gonna show you how to make a slurry. A slurry is basically just a mixture of water and flour. And all it does is just makes the sauce thick really fast versus having to cook it out, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. If you're ever trying to cook down a sauce and it's too watery and you don't know what to do, this is what you do. You create a slurry. Basically, it's just gonna be flour and water. So what you wanna do is take a little bit of flour. No, you don't have to do too much, maybe like 2 tablespoons. And you also wanna do the same with the water, like 2 tablespoons of water. And then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna mix it up. Make sure you mix it up and get all the lumps out, because if you don't, it's gonna be in your sauce. So you wanna mix it up real good, get rid of all of the lumps in the slurry. Like so, you see, there's no lumps left in it. And then what you're gonna do, you're gonna pour it right into the sauce. And that's basically just gonna thick up the sauce instantly. As you see the sauce got a lot thicker. See? Beautiful. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. But if anytime you run into that problem, you put too much water or you're in a time restraint, all you have to do is add a little bit of slurry to it, and look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the temperature down and I'm gonna add my butter to it because I already have that syrup consistency. In the culinary terms, we call it nappe. That's when it coats the back of the spoon. Nappe is French for coat the back of the spoon. See, it coats the back of the spoon. That's how you know you have a serve consistency. Coats the back of the spoon. Nappe. All right. Now that that's done, I'm just gonna turn down the temp. All right, let it cool a little bit. Because now I'm gonna add my butter. You don't wanna add your butter when it's too hot because the sauce will tend to break if you do that. So whenever you add your butter, you wanna make sure you have no heat or low heat. All right, it's gonna be 2 tablespoons of butter. Pop that in there. The butter's just adding a rich flavor to it, you know, just in case you don't put salt in it. It makes it so delicious. Give it a nice color. Just gonna stir that in. Make sure you stir it in till the butter's done. Don't just leave it there. Stir the butter, incorporate it into the sauce. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So good. Now, I'm gonna grab my chicken out of the oven and I'm gonna put my chicken right back into the marsala sauce. And then we're gonna plate up. Once again, make sure you use oven mitts. I don't. Cook hands. Chicken out. Nice and warm. All right. And all you basically wanna do is just put the chicken right back into the marsala sauce. If you don't want to put the chicken back in the actual sauce, you can also just pour it on top. It's not a big deal. So incorporate the sauce in it. I'm just gonna flip them over. Alright, like so. Just flip them over again. You can also take a spoon and ladle it over the top. Whatever makes you happy. All right. My quinoa is all done. I want you to take a look at the finished product of the quinoa. See, the water's all absorbed. Nice and fresh. Smells delicious. Now I'm gonna show you how to fluff the quinoa. Basically, you wanna take just a regular fork and gonna just scrape the top surface of the quinoa. That's it. You don't want to go too low, just scrape a little bit of it. Like so. And that's it. Alright, now we're finna do plate up. Alright, just gonna take a little bit of the quinoa, place it on the plate. Alright, chicken marsala. Place that on there. I'm a hungry man, so I eat 2 pieces. I'll get a little bit of that marsala sauce on top. Chopped parsley.
All right, there you have it.
What y'all still doing here? See you next time. Like and subscribe.